What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to GmiasWorld. And I know a lot of you guys are still wondering what's going to be happening in Madden 21. You know, will the Gmia streak work? Are you going to be able to moss dudes uncontrollably? Well, the answer to that is probably going to be yes, because it's really no way that they can take it out of the game without making the game, it'll make the game a lot worse if they were to focus on doing that. And like I told you guys, there's a lot of players out there that are very upset about it because they can't do it. So because everybody can't do it as easily, I don't think EA is going to pay that much attention to it. Now, will it be tuned up? Will you have to definitely have abilities, different things like that? More than likely, yes, but it's not going to be something that just magically goes away. Now, will you be able to do it the same way? For those of you guys that have been mossing dudes, like right here, double coverage, it's a joke. You know what I'm saying, bro? Triple coverage is a joke. Quadruple. Listen, Doc, you're going to get mossed, right? But Zack Gentry, the thing that I have to tell you about this guy, whoever made the golden ticket, you know, I don't know if he realized what the moss action was going to be about, but that was actually something that opened up a lot of people's eyes, because before Zack Gentry, a lot of people could not do the moss action, right? Because he's 6'8", and we didn't have a lot of people like the Carmichael. They didn't bring him back. EA was very, very smart. If you think about the way that they worked everything out, they delayed the release of wide receiver Calvin Johnson simply because they knew that that would be a problem. It was just the fact that we weren't really looking for that type of action earlier on in Madden. You know what I'm saying? Mike Evans was garbage to start the game. You know, he's always very, very slow but tall. And, you know, they're like, bro, people wouldn't really use him for that. So when Zack Gentry was released as a golden ticket, it just opened the floodgates. So going into Madden 21, he's probably going to, I don't know what kind of card he's going to have. You know what I'm saying? Because the dude is not like, it's not like he's raw. He's just a big dude. You know what I'm saying? It's not like he's out there breaking records. He's not Jimmy Graham or anything like that, when Jimmy Graham was really a beast with the Saints. He's just a guy that maybe, you know, somebody was a Pittsburgh Steelers fan and they put together the card. You know what I'm saying? So with this actual gameplay right here, the guy that I'm playing, he's not a good Madden player, but that's not what it's about. It's not about this guy being a horrifically bad Madden player. What it's about is the fact that we're going to have to figure out exactly what's going on with the game at launch. And a lot of you guys keep bringing up the point, yeah, but we played the beta and you couldn't move your guy. Listen, don't worry about that. The betas, let me tell you something, bro. There hasn't been a beta that I've played with Madden that's been anything like the actual game in a very, very long time. I got to go back. You remember with Madden 10? I think that was the year where they first introduced the refs on the field. There was a beta for that. I don't think that beta was closed, because you got to remember, originally they weren't closing the betas. The closed betas became a thing because I believe that it was too much craziness going on with the betas. Like, you know, dudes were invisible. You had dudes that were just like outlines of themselves. It was a lot of crazy things going on with betas, and I think that EA just didn't want to have that kind of publicity out there. So that's why they created it, you know, the closed beta situation, to kind of make it so that you can't post videos and do things like that, to kind of prevent people from, you know, making a mockery of the game. But there was a time where, you know, you could actually play the beta and kind of figure that the game would be somewhat like that. But even when Madden 10 was released, it wasn't much like the beta. You know what I'm saying? But it was some things that was similar, but it wasn't a lot like the beta. I think the build, like there's different variations of builds, and when they're building the game out, they want to see exactly what we give back as feedback. You know what I'm saying? With the way the game actually works. So for those of you guys that are nervous about it, oh my God, I tried to moss everybody I played, I couldn't. Don't worry about that. You got to understand something. Taking away the player movement, that can't be an easy thing for them to just decide to do, because that will create immediate outrage in the community. So they can limit the way that they catch the ball, but as far as the player movement, that's a huge factor to just say, oh yeah, we're going to just take that away. Remember, with the Madden 17 with the swerve, they wanted to take away the ability to move, and they weren't able to actually do that and keep the game stable. So they left it, and we had to swerve for the entire year, for those of you guys that remember, because everybody was swerving. Swerving was very, very easy, simply because the defender would just go with the direction of the wide receiver or the tight end or whoever you were utilizing. They immediately fixed that for 18. When you moved, the other player did not move. So therefore, we had to go like the high point pass. Harold Carmichael was a monster and stuff like that. So there's always going to be something there with it. But I'm pointing out the Zack Gentry thing because he might be like a gold card, or, you know, a lower overall card that we may be able to utilize early in the game, depending on the new superstar X Factor abilities that are going to be available. Okay, like this kind of moss action, you got to understand something, right? When you guys complain about it, like the guys that complain about it, but you throw corner routes with your eyes closed, the thing about it is you can't do it like the swerve back in 17. Like, I was swerving dude with Bob Sanders. I was going out there with like really, really tiny guys and doing whatever. You have to be a certain height to successfully do this. So the realism as far as the requirements to be able to do it is different. Because Madden, if you want to compare ridiculousness, Madden 17 was absolutely ridiculous because no matter what the height of the player, you could swerve. This year, right now, you have to have a certain height. So if you put it like this, what was that Seattle Seahawks? They lost the Super Bowl against the Patriots, but who was that guy that was working at Foot Locker? Whatever his name was, he was like 6'5", right, guys? And he went out there straight out of Foot Locker. It was just mossing dudes. You guys remember that Super Bowl? I know it's something that you guys don't really like to think about, but the reason that I point that out is because height is a huge factor. You can moss dudes uncontrollably. Please let me know what that guy's name was, because he actually had a card that year that was pretty decent too. We were doing whatever we wanted with the card. But my point is, when we go into 21, height cannot, just go away. Height is always going to be a factor, especially in modern gaming. They can't get away with what they used to do because even though, well, I guess they have the predetermined pick where the guy is like 4'5" and he's a squirrel and he'll pick you off. But that's all predetermined animations. I'm saying if we both go for the ball, I think that they're going to make it so that, the bigger guys can get it. Now, will abilities be something that's necessary? Like right there with Gronkowski versus Byron Jones. He had better position, so I'm not mad about that pick because I didn't get to put my guy in the right position. Positioning is everything. So certain interceptions that I throw while I'm mossing dudes, I know when I'm off. I know what I'm doing. And that's another thing that makes the game different. Because in the older Maddens, you just threw the ball up and it didn't really matter. You know what I'm saying? And even stuff like this with the tippy toe and the ball, the way that the guy controls his body right there at the line, right at the, the out of bounds line. Like, it's wild, but these are things that were added in the game to give a little bit more realism. You know what I'm saying? This guy's getting mossed. He doesn't understand, bro. Like, we're out here to just destroy this guy's world, but it doesn't really matter, though. At the end of the day, Zack Gentry at the beginning of Madden 21 may be something that we have to look into. That's pretty much what my point is about it. So I wanted you guys to understand that now, that that's something that we would probably look for. And his card may be quite expensive because of that situation. Because there's going to be people looking to see, like, can this guy do the stuff that he was doing in Madden 20? So I don't want you guys to focus too much on the score. I told you before at the beginning, he's picking me up right here. He's going to get my mom's number later. He's not really a good Madden player, so it doesn't matter. The guy sucks at the game. It is what it is, guys. Not a big deal. Dude's getting mossed out here. But as it always ends, this is what it's always about, bro. Like, this guy's going to somehow score after we go ahead and do this, and I'm going to go ahead and just let you guys know, man, that's the way it's supposed to be. Like, right now, we're giving him a 50 burger, no cheese, and look what he does. He just throws the ball right there, and everybody just leaves him wide open. It is what it is. At least he'll buy some packs in Madden 21, and everybody will be happy. I want to thank you guys and girls for watching. Definitely go ahead and check out this Zack Gentry if you can before Madden 20 is over in the next 14 days. I'm going to see you guys and girls next time. One love, y'all.